Well guys, welcome back to the Demo 690. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm back at this CD175 again. I thought I'd have another go at it before sending it away to Darren. I've taken the carburetor off because I've figured out it must be a sort of a fuel delivery issue maybe. And I'm trying to troubleshoot that, so I've took the carburetor off. And just to eliminate the fact that it's the spark or anything, I'm pouring a little bit of brake cleaner in here. And then we're going to give it a kick. And we'll see what we get. Well, straight away it wanted to run there. So yeah. So it wants to run. It's lighting the fuel. So it's not the spark timing or anything. Okay, so if it's not the spark timing, it's either got to do with the fuel coming from the tank or the carburetor. And we're going to go through the carburetor now. I fixed an issue that there was with the fuel tank where the petcock wasn't fully turning off the fuel, so that may have had something to do with it as well, but I've eliminated that issue now. I've changed the spark plugs because I figured that maybe these are not the right spark plugs. And I had a set of NGKs there, so we put them in. And now we're going to go through this carburetor and make sure that it's 100% clean inside. Okay, I'm running out of light here as usual. But I'm going to take this float off, and I'm going to check it in a basin of water or something, just to make sure that the float wouldn't be maybe leaking or something, and that could be messing around with the levels. So we'll try that first. And I don't know if you can see that, but I've put the float into this little bucket of water here, and you can see that it's floating evenly and good. There's no air bubbles coming out of it when I put it under the water. So the float is good. So that's the start. I still believe that it's a carb problem. I just don't know where the problem might be coming from. I have checked the jets several times in this and they were clean. But we'll go through it again and we'll see. So just for your benefit, I've got the jets here. This is the main jet. And I'm trying to show you this light, but maybe this light's a bit strong for the video. It's too strong. Hold on a wee second. Okay, so this is the main jet, the one that deals with the higher revs, not the idle. And I'll hold it up to this light up above me, and you should be able to see through it in a second. See, you can just about see through it there. There's no dirt in that at all. So that is clean. And there's little holes on the sides of it here. Just if my camera will focus. Focus, camera, focus. Oh, come on. Be good. No, it's refusing to focus, but believe me, there is little holes on the sides of it there. Yeah, you can see them now. And I'm going to hold them up to the light now and see if we can see through them. But I know that they're clean. I have checked them, and they are clean. You can see the light coming through them, but it's very hard for me to show you. See that? See the light coming through them there? So, they are clean as a whistle. Both sides. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Just take my word for it, they're all clean. There's 4 on one side, there's 1 on the other side, and they're all clear. So that's that one. That was the main jet. And then we have our, what you call the idle jet, which is the small one. And then we're going to hold it up to the light now. That's this one. You can see it there. 2 little holes on either side. And I'll try to show you that too. So holding this one up to the light, and you can see right through it. See that? I don't know if the holes will show up, but we'll try. Yeah. Hold on a second till I find them again. They did show up there a second ago. Yeah, they're showing now. You can just about see them there. So they're clear. So it's not a jet problem. This is the needle for the to stop the fuel, and it's not been given any issues. The carb's not overflowing, anything like that, so I'm happy with that. I've went through the inside of this with carb cleaner. It's as clean as anything, and I'll show you. You can, once the light starts coming into it here, you'll see what I mean. There you go, that's clean. You can see right up into it there, 2 holes, no problems at all. And that other one's where the fuel comes in, there's a bit of a bend in it, so but I know that it's clean. I have sprayed stuff into it and it is coming out the other side, so that's not the problem. So now I'm getting really stumped, and I've come to look at this seal. Now this seal could be causing an issue, because it could be taking a little bit of air in around the sides and it wouldn't be getting the fuel it was meant to get. It'll be running a bit rough. But in saying that, just take you outside here for a second. Where I had the carb fitted, you can see that I have got a gasket on this. So the gasket, you would think, would have sealed that up. I have a gasket on either side of this. I'm just going to make double sure, but I do, pretty sure I do. Yeah, you can see the other gasket there. So I've got 2 gaskets on that, and it should be well sealed. So that's not going to be the issue. So now I'm stumped. There's nothing wrong with the carburetor. It's got spark. It is lighting the fuel when I'm not using the carburetor. So I'm stuck. I don't know. Any of you people know anything about carburetors that I haven't sort of thought of? Or I don't know. This seal's okay. The seal around the bowl is fine. I'm stumped. I know it's pretty dirty on the outside, but you know, that's not going to be a problem. Right, I think the only other thing to do now is we're going to screw out the air screw here, and we're going to clean in there, and we're going to screw out the idle, but the idle is only for adjusting the needle up and down. It has nothing to do with the air intake of the carb or anything like that. But we'll clean the air screw anyway. Yeah, so I have the carb all put back together now and put on the bike. I have the fuel tank back on the bike, which, thanks to Honda's fantastic designers of the era, was great fun because of that cross pipe, that stupid cross pipe that's on the bottom of that tank. It's poured more petrol around this bike that's unreal, fitting it and taking it off. Makes it bike very hard to work on. Well, I'm going to switch on the ignition. I'm going to try and give it a kick and see what it does. I do have oil for it. I'm not going to put it in just yet. I'm going to just see if it'll run very quickly and switch it off very quick. And I'm going to open the side cover then to see if the clutch is actually working on it, because I fear that the clutch is not working on it. So that's what we're going to do. I know this view isn't ideal, but it's about all I can get for you, so let's give this a shot and see what it's going to do. I'll give it a second to fill up the carbs when I switch on the fuel. So there's the fuel on. We'll let it fill the carburetor, and then we'll give it a little shot and see what it does. Maybe I'll try it without the choke first. See what we get. Probably nothing. But, you know, we'll give it a shot. Anything's worth a shot, right? So ignition going on. Ignition is on. Well, she's running for now, but I did do this the last time. I cleaned out the carb and everything, and the bike did run for me, but I came back to it 2 or 3 days later and it wouldn't run. So, well, at least we know it's taken over now, and it lit the fuel, so hopefully that's our issue solved, but I don't know until I get oil into the bike and try it out properly and come back to it every few days and see if it still starts. hopefully that is it. I guess maybe I could get time to open this clutch cover tonight and see if the clutch is working. I'd be afraid to put the chain on and try and see if it's working, because if I stick it into gear I may not get it out of gear again, and the ignition's a long way away from where it needs to be to turn it off quick. Yeah, so just before I go in for the night, I decided I'd try and push the bike around the concrete a little bit here just to see if the clutch was disengaging, and it appears to be doing so. So I'm happy enough to put the oil into the bike tonight, and I think that's what I'll do. And then that'll leave it that I can leave it with Darren for him to give it the once over, and it'll allow me to run the engine a little bit more to see what it's actually doing. But for tonight, that'll leave me happy, going inside that it might actually be running. Not sure, we'll just have to see, won't we? But I'm going to put the oil in now, and then it'll probably be left over to Darren. I don't think I'm up to messing anymore with it. The only other things I have to do with it is paint it up, which I will do. And after that, it goes back to the owner, but I'll let Darren get it running properly. Pretty sure it is actually there now, but just to be sure. Well, I've been coming back to it every hour or so, and I've been trying to start it, and it seems to start pretty easy now, the way it should. But I've no idea if it's going to stay like that. I'll show you. Switch on the ignition here. I'm sure you're fed up seeing this, but this time I'm going to try and do it just with my hand, like this. If I can get some space to do it. There you go. It's as simple as that now. I mean, really. Got one indicator working. Don't know what happened to the rest of them. They don't want to work now. But I'll figure that much out. Ticking over nice. I switched it off there. I did check it for oil, that it was getting oil to the head. It appears to be getting oil to the head. I don't see any big messes under it now. And I have the covers all on. This new one that I got, because the old one was pretty cracked up. As you can see here, I'll show you. Now I have so much parts in this shed to do with all sorts of bikes. I know what they're all belonging to, but I've misplaced the tank bracket. There's a bracket that goes on the tank here to hold it on and hold the seat on. I've kind of misplaced that. So I have to clean out this bloody shed and find it. I do have a spare on my bike anyway. This was the original one, and you can see that it's been pretty badly broken all over the place. So wasn't going to be a lot of good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these badges onto the new one. And that'll be that. And then I'll paint that blue eventually, the same as the rest. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this chrome. I would try and paint over it if I thought the paint would stick to it, but not really sure about that. Unless I get an etch primer, maybe an etch primer would etch itself into it. Need a little bit of advice on that. I'm not a great man for knowing how to paint chrome, obviously. But I'm hoping that I'll get started painting on it very soon. I'm just going to give it to Darren anyway. And let Darren give it the once over just to make sure it's alright. But I think I pretty much have the problem sorted. As I said, I'll know in a day or two when I try to start it again. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Demo 690. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. If you have any advice to give, don't be afraid to give advice. And we'll make a nice little channel here on Demo 690 where everybody helps everybody. But thanks for your time, and until next time.